My wife had been having some health issues before we moved. And so when we moved here and they didn't go away, we started looking closer at the property.
I was having brain fog and just fatigue and hormonal imbalances and just like a heaviness. And we had a mold inspector come out and found mold in our lines. And that's a huge problem because the lungs of the house, is the HVAC system.
So what I immediately did was turn around and start calling around to companies that could help me with this. And I brought out a number of companies and got bids and quotes and went through that whole process. They all seemed really shady, not to be disrespectful to them, but they weren't trustworthy. So I decided to start doing it myself. I figured out really quick that number one, I'm too old, it's too hard, and it's too hot. So if you ask my wife, she'll tell you also that I fell through the ceiling at one point. Actually twice. So I went back to doing research, and the whole time actually, I'd been doing research to try to find a company, and it's not easy to do. Energy Attic walks in and they're like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? What is it? And they actually personally buy in to understanding what your needs are. And that was huge. So that for me, in and of itself, was an immediate change in understanding that maybe I did find a partner that I could engage with, not have to go and pull out 30 duct runs by myself.
One of the things that I was looking for was a company that was clean, that was green, that didn't use chemicals. None of them seemed to fit until Energy Attic, and as soon as he had Energy Attic out, he was like, this is who we're going with. And so then I had to ask him, well, why? And that's when I found out that they were completely green, and love that.
Energy savings would be at the top of the list, as well as cleaner air, right? Those are the two payoffs. That's what I was looking for. So the first thing this started with was replacing everything that had mold in it. At the same time, they also put in additional anti-reflective barrier up in the attic. It means I'm gonna have cheaper bills, and I like that. And then beyond that, we expanded the project and I put in dehumidifiers. And also some additional filtration on the front end to make sure and be cleaning the air. And then we also put in some air scrubbers, which help clean the air. I have like allergies. I'm allergic to like my dog, which is brilliant if you have a German Shepherd. And I personally noticed that filtering the air and then and then cleaning it post at the air handler has drastically reduced like me sneezing.
Once Energy Attic came in and did a complete remodel, the symptoms went away drastically. And it helped my kids too with their allergies. It was amazing.
The crews were amazing, polite, respectful, courteous, helpful, and I have nothing but respect for Energy Attic. From the top down, it seems to be their culture, and that's the kind of company that I want to partner with.
They were super responsible, professional, and honest, and you can't really get that in today's world. I loved how they cleaned up after themselves, so I didn't have to go around and clean up once the job was done. After the complete remodel, we felt a huge peace of mind, just knowing that, hey, we are breathing in the freshest air possible.
Personally, if it was me, knowing now what I know, I would just call the guys at Energy Attic. And the reason I would is because of the wealth of knowledge that they have to be able to address your issues.